Welcome to a training video on TSI Certifier Flow Analyzers. In this video, I'll provide an overview of the basic instrument operation through the Certifier's touchscreen display. Except for a few minor differences, the Certifier Pro and Certifier Plus flow analyzers share a common user interface and functionality. If you know how to operate one of the models, then you'll be able to easily operate the other. These certifiers utilize a touchscreen display which can be operated with your finger or a capacitive touch stylus. The interface has been developed with see-and-touch operation, meaning if you want to adjust a setting, then you just touch on the element that you're seeing in order to change it. The parameter screen is the primary screen used when operating your certifier. This screen displays the measurement parameters and instrument settings, and also provides access to configure the instrument. Biomeds like Certifier flow analyzers because they can easily view all their measurement readings and instrument settings from a single screen. You can display up to 18 measurements at one time on the parameter screen, and the font size and positioning will automatically adjust based on the number of measurements selected. The largest font size will be displayed when 4 or less measurements are selected. To change the measurements or units displayed, touch on any measurement parameter to bring up the Edit Measurements screen. From here, you can add or delete measurement parameters and change your units of measurement. You can also reorder the measurements by touching and dragging on individual measurements to your desired location. Press the pink toggle icon in the right navigation bar to switch between the parameter and graph screens. The graph screen is most commonly used to graph the flow or pressure of breath waveforms in real time. Up to 2 measurements can be plotted on the graph simultaneously. To edit the graph screen settings, press on any measurement or press the pencil icon in the right navigation bar. Elements of the touchscreen interface located in the header, footer, and right navigation bars will always remain visible when on the parameter or graph screens. The flow channel or module tabs are displayed in the header bar, as well as the gas type and gas condition settings currently selected. The Certifier Pro will show tabs for the high flow and low flow channels, and the letters H and L are used to indicate which channel the measurements are coming from. The Certifier Plus generates a tab for each flow module connected to the interface and displays the serial number of the connected module. The letters A and B shown in the tabs correspond to the ports on the Certifier Plus interface and indicate which flow module the selected measurements are coming from. To change the gas type or gas condition, touch on a tab to open the settings menu for that specific flow module or channel. Select your desired gas type from the drop-down menu and use the radio buttons to select the gas conditions. The footer bar displays the current settings for breath triggers and breath averaging. Press on any of this text to access the settings menu or press the gear icon. Triggers are used to detect the start and end of the breaths and are important for properly calculating breathing parameters such as frequency and tidal volumes. It's recommended to use flow rate and auto triggers as the starting point for your trigger settings. You can view the current triggers for the instrument in real time on the graph screen. The green vertical line indicates what the certifier considers the start of the inspiratory phase of the breath, and the red vertical line indicates the start of the expiratory phase of the breath. These trigger indicators can be very useful if you need to troubleshoot your trigger settings. Press on the Averaging tab to view and set the number of breaths. This is how many breaths the certifier will use for each calculated breath measurement. The time average for real-time values is the rate at which real-time measurements are averaged and updated on the display. Configurations save the current certifier settings to its internal memory. The test setups for different equipment models can be saved and then later recalled in order to minimize your test setup times. The current configuration is displayed in the right side of the footer menu. Press on this area to access the configuration screen, which displays the configurations currently saved on the certifier. Here you can manage or load existing configurations, save new configurations, and import or export configuration files between other certifier flow analyzers. The right navigation bar contains the toggle icon to switch between the parameter and graph screens, as well as the zeroing button, which takes you to the Zero Pressure Sensors screen. It's recommended to zero the pressure sensors prior to use in order to ensure their measurement accuracy. In the right navigation bar, select the disk icon to access the Data Save screen. Here you can initiate continuous and waveform data logging or take snapshots to capture images of the parameter or graph screens. Press the pause icon to stop the parameter or graph screen from updating values. While paused, the certifier will continue to make measurements, it just won't update them on the screen. When paused, the pause icon will change into a play icon. Press this play icon to resume updating the instrument display. The pencil icon in the right navigation bar is another way to change your measurements other than pressing on the measurements themselves. Press the pencil icon to edit your parameters or units of measurement. Lastly, we'll talk about the menu options, which can be accessed by pressing the hamburger icon located in the upper left corner of the screen. The dashboard option will return you to your previous screen, either the parameter or graph screen. The Manage Data menu option will take you to the Manage Data screen where you can organize, preview, export, and delete data logs and screenshot images that have been saved to the internal memory of the certifier. The Configurations menu option is another way to access the configuration screen where you can save, load, import, export, and manage your certifier configuration files. The Settings menu option provides access to view and edit general instrument settings such as the date and time. It's also where you can calibrate the oxygen sensor if there's one connected to your certifier flow analyzer. The Device Information option takes you to the Device Information screen where you can view information about the certifier such as the model, serial number, firmware version, and last calibration date. This screen is also where you can update the instrument's firmware. Watch our other certifier training videos for more details about the functionality that we touched on here. That's it for today. Follow me for more tips.